for joining me. Today I'm going in to talk with David Chambers. He's the head of drama here at Christ College and he loves his work. Come on, join me. Let's go.
Well, I'm David Chambers and I am the Director of Drama at Christ College, and I've been here for nearly 20 years, having worked at RNUE for almost as long.
There we go then.
Is it enough?
Yeah. Do you like your job?
Yeah, I love my job. I think it's one of the best jobs that anybody could ever have. And the reason why I love it is because my hobby became my job. Way back in the 1980s, at 1990, I became the first Director of Drama at RNUE High School. And then from there on, it's just moved and moved and moved.
Beautiful.
Almost 40 years.
Yeah. Okay, what is it you love?
Oh, the kids. Without doubt, the kids and igniting the passion in those people. I wasn't much good at anything at school, and I'm really glad that through my passion and my joy of drama, there's a whole generation of young people who have also gained a new reason for getting up in the morning.
Totally.
Yeah, I reckon.
Yeah. And okay, so just flip back a little bit.
Yeah.
Did you get into drama at school yourself?
Not until the 7th form. I went to Nelson College as a student, and in the 7th form I realised if I got involved in drama then I'd be able to go and meet the girls at Nelson Girls, and so we did the play Our Town in 1971.
So tell me, you got into drama at school in the 7th form because you thought it was a way to meet girls?
Well, yeah, and also because I found that I did quite enjoy learning words and getting up and speaking other people's thoughts.
Okay.
I was never quite sure about what my own were.
Okay, has that changed?
Good question.
Thanks, I came up with it myself.
I have become more reserved in my own performance, less confident in my own performance as an actor, and so I haven't really done any for a while. Like I did quite a lot in town in Christchurch, but I haven't done much for ages. I'm going to say it's because I'm so busy here that I haven't got time to go into any lines.
But it's probably not. If you really wanted to, you'd find time. I know.
Yeah, so I probably don't really want to.
Yeah.
That's probably the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm putting myself on the line enough here doing this work without having to do it in public as well.
Sure, yeah, no. And especially these kind of things, like, hello, the pressure. Okay, David, right. Let's go back into this very serious role. Would you say that your job is your joy of being?
One of them. Mm-hmm. My joy of being is my family and my work.
Yeah.
The difficulty is trying to bring both of them together and give each enough time. In order for you to be happy, you've got to have a number of different things going on. Yeah. And sometimes, if this job becomes too all-encompassing, then you do tend to start finding it a bit difficult. So you do have to pull back, and you do have to go back into your family, and you do have to find ways of giving them time, as well as this work and all these boys and these girls who need you 24/7.
Yeah. What does happy look like for you?
I find happiness really hard to define.
Yeah.
I think I'm happiest when I know that as a result of something that I've done, somebody else has benefited.
Okay.
I think that's my happiest.
Do you see your strengths as being a facilitator then? Would I be right in saying that?
Yeah, I am a facilitator, and I think that's because I try to find ways of getting people to want to come on board for a project which has normally got a finite end, but which they can put together, and once they've done it, they suddenly realise that what they've created is far bigger than what they were individually capable of making. So it's that synergy thing that I just adore.
Yeah, and that is beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So it's an encouraging aspect as well. So if I said to you, what do you think your strengths are, what would you say?
Yeah, giving boys and girls the opportunity to do something that they might not otherwise do. Encouraging them and giving them the chance and the willingness to take risks beyond their comfort zone and giving it a go.
Yeah.
Singing when they didn't think they could sing before, tapping dance when they couldn't tap before, getting up in front of somebody and saying to them, I can speak like a whole person and I can give a message and I can communicate effectively.
Yeah.
So in the Singing in the Rain production, which we're doing at the moment with St Margaret's College, we're putting boys into those difficult positions. Like, we're asking them to sing where some of them haven't.
Yeah.
We're asking them to dance where some of them haven't. We've got 3 boys who have never tap danced, and I am assured that they are going to be fantastic. And watching them pick it up, and the joy and the fun on their faces, and the admiration and the adulation that they're getting from the girls who can do it already, is extraordinary stuff. I mean, you can't measure that as an outcome, but you can measure it as a success.
That's it. Yeah.
And I think that's the fun of it. It's not my show.
Yeah.
I just make it kind of. I keep the balls up in the air, or I throw the balls up in the air, and the boys and girls catch them.
Yeah.
And that's great.
That is good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you get kids coming back to you saying, "Boy, you know"?
I'm blessed with that. I'm very lucky. The work that I'm doing is so all embracing, and you get very close to young people during the time that you're working with them.
Yeah.
And so the number of times I get called, probably maybe 2, 3 to 20 years after, not in that first 2 years away, they tend to stay away, but generally speaking, I get heaps of them. It's so rewarding and so lovely to be able to keep up relationships. But I mean, I've got relationships with people who are now 50 years old, who I taught.
Yeah.
And we're still in contact.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's beautiful.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it is beautiful.
It's great.
Yeah. David, I'm going to ask you to give me 3 words that would describe you. What would you say if you only had 3 words to describe you?
Loving, chaotic, and challenging.
Yeah, I reckon.
It'll do. I think that's about right. I think that I throw love around almost too much sometimes, but maybe you can't ever throw around too much. I'm always trying to challenge people to just go one step further, and as a result of that, it's pretty chaotic because there are lots of ways of doing those things, and you've got to kind of get it all going. That's not bad, is it?
No, it's perfect. You're not too bad, are you?
Oh, quite a few things going on.
Hey, tell me, what do you think drives you? What drives you, apart from the kids? Is there anything else that drives you?
Beauty, transformation, order from chaos. Wairua spirit. Although I'm very pragmatic, I am probably fairly spiritual. I have a strong belief in the karma of things, even though I have got a lot of self-will and I believe in the concept of free will. There are some things which just have got to happen, and whether I do it or somebody else does it, it's just for the good of the world and good for the good of humanity. I think I am driven by a desire to make things gooder.
Yeah. Nice England.
Well, best England. And if I could make it goodest, that would be
even better.
Gooder. I think I am most grateful for the fact that somehow I ended up at Aranui High School in 1978.
Okay.
Because when I ended up at Aranui High School in 1978, within 6 months I'd met my life partner.
Yeah.
And we're still together. And I became very aware that I could make a difference to a whole bunch of people's lives. And I was so enriched by the people that I was teaching and by the people who were working with me, making those differences. And then that led to the change of my hobby becoming my work, because whereas I had been an economics teacher, I became a drama teacher. Okay. And as a result of that, things have just gone on from there, really, and it's just been one little run after the other.
Yeah.
It's been fantastic.
Yeah. And it is a big life.
My life is pretty big. Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah, it is huge. Yeah.
Been very lucky. And like we said before, the constant positive feedback that you get because you see kids who you've worked with making successes of their lives wherever they are, whether it's on the stage or whether it's as a lawyer or as a whatever the heck it is, like just as a father or a mother. And getting the feedback from them over years is extraordinarily rewarding. Yeah. Fantastic.
Are you the same person at home as you are at work?
No, I'm not the same quite the same at home. I can be, but I do find that there's a certain amount of brand David goes on because you're kind of playing a role, and it has to be a fairly big, larger than life role. I'm probably more outspoken here than I am at home.
Yeah, you're kind of like the ringmaster in a way. You know, you're keeping all the. I don't mean, you know, but I do mean like in a circus, there's a man in charge, and he's got all the, like you say, all the balls in the air, and you're just managing the show. And
the ringmaster image is actually a very good image for drama teaching, because it's not like the general, where you have all your ranks all lined up, but what you do, and you do have to be in control, but I kind of think it's like a 5-ring circus, and you are standing on the edge of each of the circles in the circus, each of the rings, and you don't have to crack the whip, but you just make sure that everybody's working within the thing, and the individuals are each working their stunts and their ideas and their magic. But you don't have to be in the centre of the ring. You just get up on the side and just be sure that they're going, and let the audience know this is where you should look now, this is where you should look now, and you move from one ring to the other. And I think that's what I do. You enable people. A ringmaster enables great magic and great feats.
Yeah. So you're happy to be the ringmaster?
I'm very happy to be the ringmaster. Yep.
Enabling. All those beautiful things. Yeah,
it is. It's enabling, empowering, making things work with other people, for other people, so that the performers and the viewers both get great satisfaction.
Yeah, because that's important, isn't it?
Oh, no point in doing it just for yourself.
Yeah.
Might as well be at home. Passion and people make things work.
Kind of your purpose, really, isn't it?
Oh, it's a 3P thing.
Isn't it?
Purpose, passion and people.
I know. Yeah. Yeah. What challenges you at work?
One of the things I hate doing is marking. It's not so much the process of the marking. I just don't really like having to make a final judgment on the work, because the student thinks his work is excellent, and I come down and say, well, it's just not.
Yeah.
That's a hard thing to do, because up until, for the last 10 weeks or whatever it is, we've been working on that thing. We've been working towards excellence, and sometimes there's a kind of entitlement requirement that it should be excellent, but we know it's not. It's hard to get across, and you have to be quite careful, because you don't want to dash their hopes. You just want to let them know, well, at this point you haven't got to the top of that standard. You've passed the standard, you've got merit in that standard, but it's not the best yet.
Yeah, and that is hard. Yeah.
And they don't like being told that. Because sometimes they have worked as hard as they possibly can to get to that point.
Yeah.
And so you have to kind of reinforce that, rather than the fact that the standard was different to what they're doing. That's a mess. Yeah. That's a mess. I always mark for the positive, and I work on the glimmer of hope principle. And if I can see it, then that means the kid has moved up until he doesn't show me any more, in which case it's going to come back down.
The glimmer of hope principle.
Well, I think that's beautiful. A good principle. It's a great principle. I mean, if you're just looking, a lot of people say, they've got to be able to dot their I's, cross their T's, and know where the apostrophe is. But really, when we speak, we don't care where the apostrophe and the comma is. We just get on with it. And so long as you can tell that the child has got the right ideas, or got the right flow of thought going, and he's got the basics of the thing together, then he should be awarded, because he's got the hope. There's hope in there.
Yeah.
You can fix the spelling later.
Okay, yeah, that's right. Perfect. One of the things that I want to ask you is the connection between who you are and what you do.
Whether who I am
affects what you do.
Affects what I do, or the other way around. Surely it must. Who I am must be the reason why I am doing this. Mm-hmm. Surely the fact that I am gregarious when I know that it's making a difference. The fact that I have enough confidence to offer suggestions and ideas for people to follow or not. They are all in me. Mm-hmm. A drive to try and make something better, a drive to create something. Those are all me. There's a Myers-Briggs thing that talks about being introvert and extrovert. I seem to think that I'm on the ends of both ends of the spectrum.
Are you ready?
Yeah. So it's really interesting to see how I can really withdraw, and that's got something to do with confidence.
It's a real vulnerability.
Well, yeah, I know.
That's beautiful.
Well, there is it's a kind of, oh God, am I doing the right? It's about doing right.
Yeah. What would you tell your 18-year-old self?
Don't smoke. Play some sport. And look after your body. Those are 3 things I haven't done well, and I think that might be going to catch up on me a bit. So, yeah, don't smoke, play some sport, and look after your body.
Yeah.
Because that brings even greater levels of positivity and well-being, and it gives you time to think.
Yeah. So for you, work happiness is? Finish that sentence, please.
For me, work happiness is watching other people grow because of my efforts.
Beautiful. Is there anything you want to say?
If I am rewarded by people's growth through my efforts, it's because I am seeing their efforts paying me back 3 times more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very lucky to be alive.
Why, is there a close call?
Well, I've been to a number of those, but I wouldn't have been dead for quids.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been great. It's a roller coaster, and it's a roller coaster, and I'm enjoying it immensely. I've got plenty more to do.
Yeah.
Plenty more to do.
That's great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining me today for the interview with David. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I loved hearing about his passion for his work and his students, and how he brings it together in the productions that he acts as the ringmaster for. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like it below and share it, and pop on over to more Work Happiness interviews on GinaHaines.com. Thanks so much for joining me, and have a great day.